this farm has grown, both growth in partnerships, but also growth in our impact story. In our 10 plus 15-year journey, we have been able to skill over 4,000 women in urban farming with an agribusiness focus. And it would never have been possible without amazing partners like Sky, Narrow and the World Bank, Gayaza High School, the Farming Club, and a number of other partners that we've partnered with over our 10-year journey. We have also grown with the support of a number of partners like Sky and the Netherlands Embassy, from a manual production of fertilizer to a fully fledged production of fertilizer using equipment. And therefore, we are targeting to be the leading producer, but also leading distributor of organic fertilizer in the country. With a small urban farm of half an acre, we have learned over the years that small as your backyard is, it can become an income-generating activity in whatever you do. We have also learned that skilling women and youth is not only the best thing to do, but the right thing to do. And you will notice that now when you visit Kwagala Farm, we have a fully fledged market where we're able to supply over 100 to 150 customers every day with fresh farm produce. And we also supply Carrefour supermarket a number of these fresh produce from our farm. I look back when I was going through the system of education in Uganda, and I recall studying things like the Canadian prairies, the biggest ocean in the world, the largest river, and the largest forest. And not a doubt that those are helpful. But I think COVID has taught us that soft skills are more than important. And I just think that it's important for us to take a step back and sort of think through how do we provide a curriculum that is hands-on for the young leaders that are studying. How do we ensure that the curriculum enables us to get versatile students, that even amidst COVID and any other related pandemic that might come, we will have them resilient in terms of earning an income. And so agribusiness is that opportunity that the country has and that they can harness to make sure that we produce an wholesome student that can be able to grow, maybe, let me say, grow tomatoes, add value to the tomatoes and make tomato sauce, and then have versatile skills to sort of market those produce in many avenues to be able to earn an income. I've also learned that as a professor of public health, we sort of need to teach people things that make sense to them. How do they ensure hygiene? How can they make sure that their communities are clean? Even thinking about green energy, thinking about the environment. And it simply means that even within communities, how can we empower our students to make sure that they are not only doing things for themselves, but they are doing things beyond them, but things that are transferable to the community, be it growing maybe like say spring onions along the road, one to get an income, but at the same time for the economy and the environment to be really a good environment.
Hello. Mr. Doom.
It's like we've lost Mr. Masaba.
Kindly, let me join with another gadget so I can play the video that he was playing. I don't know how much time is left.
Okay, that would be helpful.
Yeah, give me a few minutes.
To those joining us this morning, you're most welcome. Give us a few minutes, we'll get Brian connecting. Do we have anyone taking us to the farm this morning? By show of hands, as we get the early morning video on. Okay, Brian is here. Brian, I've given you co-host rights there.
Okay, Mr. Doom. Let me find the video.
Please, if you are taking us to the farm this morning, put up your hand. Brian, the sound, play with the sound.
My name is Dr. Diana Nambatiansuga. I'm a co-founder of Integrated Health Consults Kwagala Farm. We started this journey 10 years ago, and this farm started with just 1,500 Uganda shillings that we used to buy a sack of tomatoes. Amazing how this farm has grown, both growth in partnerships, but also growth in our impact story. In our 10 plus 15-year journey, we have been able to scale over 4,000 women in urban farming with an agribusiness focus. And it would never have been possible without amazing partners like Sky, Narrow and the World Bank, Gayaza High School, the Farming Club, and a number of other partners that we've partnered with over a 10-year journey. We have also grown with the support of a number of partners like Sky and the Netherlands Embassy, from a manual production of fertilizer to a fully fledged production of fertilizer using equipment, and therefore we are targeting to be the leading producer but also leading distributor of organic fertilizer in the country. With a small urban farm of half an acre, we have learned over the years that small as your backyard is, it can become an income-generating activity in whatever you do. We have also learned that skilling women and youth is not only the best thing to do, but the right thing to do. And you will notice that now when you visit Kwagala Farm, we have a fully fledged market where we're able to supply over 100 to 150 customers every day with fresh farm produce, and we also supply Carrefour supermarket a number of these fresh produce from our farm. I look back when I was going through the system of education in Uganda, and I recall studying things like the Canadian prairies, the biggest ocean in the world, the largest river, and the largest forest, and not a doubt that those are helpful. But I think COVID has taught us that soft skills are more than important. And I just think that it's important for us to take a step back and sort of think through how do we provide a curriculum that is hands-on for the younger leaders that are studying. How do we ensure that the curriculum enables us to get versatile students, that even amidst COVID and any other related pandemic that might come, we will have them resilient in terms of earning an income. And so agribusiness is that opportunity that the country has and that they can harness to make sure that we produce an wholesome student that can be able to grow, maybe, let me say, grow tomatoes, add value to the tomatoes and make tomato sauce, and then have versatile skills to sort of market those produce in many avenues to be able to earn an income. I've also learned that as a professor of public health, we sort of need to teach people things that make sense to them. How do they ensure hygiene? How can they make sure that their communities are clean? Even thinking about green energy, thinking about the environment. And it simply means that even within communities, how can we empower our students to make sure that they are not only doing things for themselves, but they are doing things beyond them, but things that are transferable to the community. Be it growing maybe like, say, spring onions along the roads, why not to get an income, but at the same time for the economy and the environment to be really a good environment. Thank you, and today I'm very privileged to even introduce you to our farm manager, Regan Chiganda, and his able team that will be able to take you around the farm, and I hope you have an amazing experience visiting Kwagala Farm. Thank you, and over.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Regan. I'm working with Kwagala Farm as a project manager. I'm going to take you through how we have acquired our biosari, and then how do we add value to it to have organic fertilizer.
Yeah. That's it. So here I've got another powder from the cow. We have mixed it with water, and we're trying to make a solution so that they don't get blocked inside the chamber that they go to. In this process we also remove fallen materials or fallen objects, say banana peelings, leftover of the food, polythene if there are any, papers if there are any. So that is a complete solution and does not block the next step. After mixing everything, we release them so that they go in the next chamber. We make sure that water is plenty to leave everything clean. To improve on sanitation. From mixing chamber, it will come here in biodigester. Biodigester is around here. In biodigester, there is a suction tube that pull out gas and pump into the kitchen. This pipe here transports gas from biodigester to the kitchen. So from here, after gas has been removed, it will come here. This is called expansion chamber, where we get biosealer. This expansion chamber helps that the gas will not pass through here. The gas remains there in the biodigester. When we need the gas, we open, then the gas, we start using it. From here, we come here in the slurry pit. This is called slurry pit. Here we get our slurry that we use in our gardens. Yeah. When this gets wet, it will make an overflow from slurry pit to that chamber. Okay. Slurry. When it reaches here, it can't smell because the gas has been removed. When you find it smelling, means the system has got a problems. That's how we get gas and fertilizers. We mix 2 times in a day. Morning 1 bucket and evening 1 bucket.
Okay. Is that gas enough to? What do you use the gas for?
We use the gas when we are cooking tea. Yeah.
So this water that goes there, it comes from here?
Yeah, it comes from here.
Okay.
And we do, when we are going to make our fertilizers, powder fertilizers, we get this material. We get this, we dig a hole.
Yes.
We put it inside. When it becomes like a soil, we remove it and we chop it in machine, make our powder fertilizer.
Okay. So you dig anywhere in the soil. So do you have any pit around that you
by now we removed it to there, down.
Oh, it was done. Maybe we'll go there.
But if you have a soil, to become like this. This one. This is done now. This we can call it soil booster. Yeah.
As you have seen our solid fertilizer from the biogas plant, we dry it we bring it to our machines, we crush it into powder form, we add a few organic plants. So from there, we make it, we pound it into powder form. We bring it to our machines to mix it into one soluble solution. As you can see, this is a mixer. It mixes our fertilizer to make it one soluble solution. Right here, we have our pellet making machine, whereby in case those who don't want powder form, they can use the pellets to put in the garden so that it can fertilize their crops or their gardens. Yes, some of our value additional product is this soil booster. It's organic also. In case you don't have soil, or in case you have soil that is not fertile, we recommend that you use some of our soil booster. In that, this bucket can mix 5 buckets of your soil that is not fertile in order to get a soil that is rich in nutrients for you to have good harvests of your plants. After processing everything, we keep them in our store. Some of our farmers come to the farm and purchase from here. Others make their order from our Facebook.
Good morning once again. I welcome you all. There is Albert. 1 minute. We should get started with our first. Our first president is Mr. Ian, and I can see the rabbit farmer. Welcome you, Ian. Morning. Let me request you. I don't know if with the farm you have a recorded. You might need to open your mic. Yes, Mr. Kaziba.
It's like
Sorry.
you can speak now and we see.
Hello.
Hello, continue.
Mr. Kaziba, yes?
Okay, I think
Okay,
now
so
you're...
sorry. I'm requesting Ian to open his mic so that we can communicate with him, and we help assist him to start sharing his screen and his video. Right now, I'm going to stop my screen share, and then we get to Ian. Ian, can you unmute, please? Ian.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ian. Are you going to the farm, or do you have a recorded video?
Yeah, I'm going to the farm.
You're going to the farm. Can you share your camera with us? Okay, that's great. So kindly open your camera so we can get to see. Do you want to find a recorded video or just your camera? Okay, thank you. We can now see your camera. And have your sound also.
This is my farm.
Yeah, but the video is not yet clear. I don't know if you are the one holding the camera and at the same time speaking.
Okay, I'm now holding the camera. Yes.
Okay, you might need to be a
So
little
welcome
bit.
to my farm, and this is... Hello, right. This is my farm.
We can hear you, yes?
As you
Kindly.
can see, the rabbit has given birth. My rabbit has given birth. It's early morning. Morning, everyone. My name is Ian, and I have rabbit. This is my rabbit project that I work on. And this is my female rabbit. It has just given birth this morning. Surprisingly. As you can see them, and these were the first rabbit to be produced by that female rabbit. These were the first rabbits, and then this was the second rabbit. This was the second pair to be produced, and this was the first. So, and let me show you how I started. First rabbit I started with this rabbit here. This male rabbit. You can see. The male rabbit. Black rabbit.
Ian, we have a challenge with your network. We can't get you well. We are trying to listen in, but it is very difficult. I don't know if the problem is on the internet.
Okay.
Okay, so friends, as we wait for Ian to join again, his network wasn't the best and we couldn't hear his good presentation on rabbits. I think now let's have someone who is here and they are ready to present. He's back. Yes, Ian.
Okay. Can you give me the co-host?
Do you think now you have a bit? You have them video again.
Mr. Brian.
Hello?
Mr. Kaziba.
Yes.
Hello.
I don't know if my network has also stabilized, but I had challenges. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Yeah, we
I
can hear you.
Yeah, now Ian seems to be using Wi-Fi, but he's very far from me. I don't know if it is a Wi-Fi such that he extends it. You can see it over there.
Okay.
Let him connect to mobile internet.
So it looks like a tablet, and maybe it does not have. Could be not having internet. So he must have left it very far. Yeah, he must have left maybe the connectivity, the internet access point, maybe in the sitting room, and he has moved. But at least we've had an idea of what he's wanting to show us. Maybe when he comes back, we shall give him a chance. But for now, we need to switch to the next presenter because this list is long for the presenters. I really don't know. Do we have all the presenters?
So who is our next presenter?
I see.
You see who?
Let's find out from the list here. I have shared the list, and if you see your name in the list and you're here, you're ready, you just put up the hand.
Mr. Masawa, I'm worried. I have seen some of these guys already present. For example, is this Vivian the one who presented the other day, having coffee and all?
She presented coffee, but we requested her to break her project such that she can be giving us one at a time because she showed us a lot. And I think this Friday she has another package, but we have Esther Favor Musas is here. Maybe she can take on.
But Esther also presented the other day.
She presented coffee. She presented coffee, and this time round she's taking us for Cassava.
Okay.
And
if we could get Giwa Rebecca, I don't know if she's online.
Rebecca, are you here?
She hasn't presented before. And Omona Ruth Chilangat. And then I think Bosco has presented, but Ila Subiza.
Omona is not here.
And Mulisa Ashraf.
Ila is also not here.
Okay,
Mulisa.
Let's go with
now
who
Mulisa
is connected.
Mulisa Ashraf has a problem. He wakes up very late and he has a lot to share. Maybe I need to call him again.
Let's listen in from Esther. The other people get online.
Okay, Favor, you can go on.
She needs co-host rights. Let me do that. But in the meantime, she can greet us and introduce herself.
Favor, you can go on.
Good morning. My name is Hiba Islam TV. I'm caring at secondary school in Wasiso. I'm very privileged to be part of this. Today I'm going to present my cassava video.
Mr. Masawa. kindly assist Esther so that we can have her, we can see the video, but we need to have her audio too. We'll have her speak to the video.
Esther, I don't know what is happening, but Esther, are you able to hear us? Now the challenge is that the phone at times cannot play. And your voice is not on. So what you do, can you restart that video and you talk over it? You tell us what is happening in the video because we cannot hear your volume.
Okay.
So what you do, can you reduce the volume that side such that you also don't hear anything? Alternatively, I can have that video played from here and you speak over it.
Pardon?
I can have that video played for you from here and you speak over it, maybe.
Okay. It's okay, teacher. That's good.
Just stop it.
My name is Favor. Favor Esther from Caring Heart Secondary School, Wakiso District. I'm in Senior 1. Dear friends, praise God. My name is Favor Esther from Caring Heart Secondary School in Wakiso District. I'm in Senior 1. I'm happy to welcome you to my cassava garden. Cassava is a root tuber rich in carbohydrates, which is an energy-giving food. So everyone needs energy into the body. So I advise you, friends, to include cassava into your diet. Cassava is planted using cassava stem cuttings of 30 centimeters. You select a plant which is mosaic free like this one. The leaves are free from mosaic. Then cut the stem. So this is the stem. You are going to get cuttings of 30 centimeters. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. After cutting the stems, you dig holes in rows of 2 centimeters apart. Then get your stems and
Mr. Masawa, it seems the video is paused. Mr. Masawa, we have lost it now.
I must have lost connection, but I think it was almost finished. Did you see when she was harvesting? Because me, I was seeing it from here, unfortunately.
No, we ended when she was planting.
Oh.
Stems and put in the cover. When the cassava is fully mature like this one, it is ready for harvesting. This is how we harvest cassava. Dear friends,
basically that is her video, and she was going to harvest the cassava. Unfortunately, she didn't complete it. Maybe if we can advise her, and if there are any questions, she's here, she can answer them. Mr. Cassava, did you hear me really? Did anyone hear me?
Yes, you're okay. Okay.
Yes. Let's get.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let's get questions to what Esther was showing us here. If you want to learn something from her, or you want to advise her on something, you can go on. You can also type in the chat here.
Mr. Master, Bernard's hand is up. Bernard Okech. He's told us he's in Tororo. He's going to Mbale. Bernard, I hope your network will be okay as you travel. Kindly ask your question. Bernard, your hand is up.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, I'm Bernard Okech. I wanted to ask Esther. Hello.
Bernard, what do you do?
And you?
Are you a teacher? Are you a teacher? Are you a student?
Yes, I'm a teacher of Kisoko High School, Tororo, ICT.
Oh, okay. Nice meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, kindly ask your question.
I wanted to ask Esther.
Yes.
About the type of cassava she's trying to demonstrate for us.
Okay.
Yes, I'm seeing this. The type of cassava is okay. So I wanted to find out from her if that cassava is for this millet flour, or it is for consumption, this like for breakfast, so that she can tell me the type of cassava. I can look for it in Tororo here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I have admired the outcome of cassava.
All right, let's hear from her. Esther, kindly respond to Bernard.
Yes, thank you so much. My cassava is mainly for food consumption. I know the local name. The local name is called Chindimum.
Wow. Okay, so we need to go to Namlonge to find out the types of cassava.
Yes, the one, because that one I planted Chindimum.
Wow, we need to find out from Namlonge, because there are many varieties of cassava that we have.
Yes.
Yeah, and when I get a few names, I'll help you to display the different varieties. But because someone in Toro can't understand the Chindimum like you're saying, but yes, thank you for that one. Maybe you can ask your mom or your dad.
I'll ask them today.
Okay.
Yes.
Kari, thank you so much. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? We need to proceed to the next presenter. If your hand is up, kindly unmute and ask your question in a minute. Yes, Susan, your hand is up. Are you a presenter or you want to ask your question? Susan, kindly unmute.
Good morning. Thank you, Esther, for the presentation. I missed out on how long has this cassava to like.
So how long the cassava takes to mature? Yes, Esther, you can tell us how long it takes as I share the different varieties of cassava that Namlonge has produced.
Yes, for me that cassava, like it depends on the season, but it takes between 8 months to 12 months.
Okay, so it's basically a year.
Yes, it's basically a year.
Great. Okay, any other questions for Esther? Susan, I hope your question has been responded to well. Okay, now that we don't have any more questions for Esther, Kaganda has his hand up. Kaganda, can you please unmute and ask your question? I don't know if you're a presenter. Kaganda, unmute.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
The student, not the presenter. I just wanted to find out from Madam Esther. Usually, I am uprooting cassava. Okay, I've always wanted to pick out longer pieces of cassava while uprooting, but they usually break. Is there any technique that they use that is special that can help me uproot solid pieces of cassava without them being broken?
Oh, so you mean at the harvesting time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Esther, how do you harvest your cassava without having it broken? So you want to go to the market and sell it as a whole piece?
The harvesting time. The technique is just being careful. When you're harvesting, you first make sure that you start digging off the top layers, so slowly by slowly until you reach that root. Then after, it's just being careful. You go slowly by slowly, peeling off, like removing the top soil until you reach the root, and then see of what length it is, and then you cut it off. It's just a matter of being careful.
Thank you. That is very true. When harvesting cassava, you need to be careful. And the other thing I know, if your soil is not very hard, you shouldn't use a hoe that is as big as what Esther is using in the video. You need to use a smaller hoe so that you don't cut the roots. And then you have to pay attention. And the other thing that people would do is they shake that cassava tree. When you shake it before you dig it out, it shows you, it cracks the soil. So when the cracks develop, they show you where the cassava root is. So for every crack, whenever you meet a crack, you pay attention to that site. And then you dig slowly, like Esther said. And that will help you to harvest the right, good cassava that is not broken. We have a few minutes and then you can get back to Ian. There's a question in the chat. What chemicals do you use to fight cassava mosaic? Now, I'll tell you that viral diseases are not treatable, many of them. Like you see, the viral diseases we have in human beings, also in crops, they are challenging. So what we can do to avoid cassava mosaic, you buy a variety that is resistant to cassava mosaic, but there is no treatment for it. So side that, I hope you get that. All you need to do is to buy a variety that is resistant, observe garden hygiene, so you don't have so many visitors who are also cassava growers from your area visiting your plantation. You don't share tools Those are the things that you are supposed to do. Hygiene, and then buying varieties that are resistant. Then what causes leaves to turn into yellow? It might be you don't have, your soils are not fertile, or there is a viral disease in your garden. Ladies and gentlemen, this discussion can go on for long, but let's have Mr. Massava stop Esther's video so that we get back to Ian. I think he has solved his internet issues. Ian, kindly, let me hear from Nicholas in a minute. Nicholas, your hand is up. Sorry, I didn't see. Kindly talk to us.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Nicholas Putan from RSS.
Okay.
I would wanted to ask the type of, like Miss Okechi was asking about the type of, cassava. You know, in our place there are some types of cassava that we don't eat when they are raw.
Okay.
And also to ask that type of cassava favor is sampling. Can you test when they are raw or you first cook?
Esther, can you please respond? Can you test that cassava when it is raw?
Yes, please. That's why I planted it. It's very, very, very sweet. You can taste it. Very delicious.
Esther.
Very
Okay, we need to test it. We need to test it. But also, Brian, I wanted to find out, did you see her planting the cassava? That one stick she put, I thought it is, you know, for us here, when we are growing cassava, we put about 3. And when they were trying to explain it locally, is that air resistance, when you plant one of it, like she has put, an air comes, that wind rather, it will blow the thing and it falls. How do you see that kind of planting? You put one stick, and that one took my attention, and maybe that is how they plant that side. But here it is totally different. I didn't know that method.
Actually, that is how we plant cassava here. Maybe one of the why people would plant many cuttings is if you are not very sure whether they will sprout, and you would call it germinate. So you want to have backup at the end of the day, but I don't know if wind, anyway, we have different weather conditions. If wind would blow a cassava cutting out of the soil, that would be very strong wind. But for us here in Buganda, actually, we plant it like that. But the other thing that Esther has not done is we actually leave part of the cutting outside at the edge of that planting hole. So, and there are a few nodes outside that are left outside. I don't know why that is done, but I think it would help someone to know whether they planted in that hole or they didn't plant in that hole. Ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed to Ian. Mr. Massava, kindly unshare Esther's screen and we go to Ian. I have put a few cassava varieties that have been that are available here in Uganda. So, these have been developed by Namlonge. So we can read about them on the internet, but we can also visit the Namlonge website. There's a lot of information about cassava growing. Also the website for NADS, there's a lot of information. Ian, kindly share your video.
Actually, I'll show you
the network is... Ian, we can't hear you, Ian. We can't.
Ian, sorry about that. Ian wants us to see the rabbits, but it seems...
My rabbit has just been back. I'm still busy.
Ian, now, I don't know what you'll do, but it seems you're moving away from your internet connection. So what we do now that we have seen that the rabbits gave birth, may you go back to where that good network is.
I'm going to show you a video.
You may just talk about it. We already have an idea. Just talk about it. We welcome questions and quickly respond because we saw the rabbits. Just get back to a good place.
I think that's better. Let him just talk about it.
I think that's better. Let him just talk about it. Okay, my rabbit has just given birth today night, and actually I started with just one rabbit, actually two, male and male. Actually, I didn't have any fish. So my mom decided to bring another female male, and there were two males. And they started fighting all the time, so I wasn't really like knew all about rabbits. So I just so started with advice.
Yes, I can't hear the presenter.
So we decided to buy a rabbit house, a rabbit cage, and separate. Now we have my aunt started to another one. Actually, I started. So they brought for me one white male, and whatever, and a local breed. So I have mixed breed, crossbreed, and whatever, local.
I think we lost. We lost Ian. I asked that if we have any other presenter online, let's get to them.
Brian,
so that we don't.
Brian, we need to get to Ashraf. Ashraf has his piggery.
Yes, Mr. Masawa.
Ashraf? We need to get to Ashraf.
Okay. Ashraf, are you ready? Let me give him co-host rights. Ashraf, kindly speak to us if you're ready so that we...
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, good morning, Ashraf. Kindly share your screen. Sorry, your camera. I hope your network will support you.
Yeah, it will, in Jesus' name.
Okay, we can see you now.
Good morning to everyone. I want to always be time conscious in everything I do. So if you could tell me the minutes I have to use, such that I limit myself in that time and I know the relevance I have to say and the irrelevant I have to ignore.
Yeah, Ashraf, you have 10 minutes. Kindly just go on point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 10 minutes, yes.
Right now, by the time I started sharing my screen,
introduce yourself.
Thank you. I am I am by names of Murisa Ashraf, a resident in Mbarara, and I am a student at Mbara. I'm a boarding secondary school that is found around Makenke, I think 2 miles before Mbara town. And I'm a senior 5 of 2020. Yeah, so those are the details I can give you about myself. And in my 10 minutes, as I had shown you my piggery, so here I am now. The good thing of today I've come before even feeding them. I'm just going to give them the feeds right now. The first thing I do at my farm, I just first put my ladders on for protection purposes. So I have 5 pigs now. At the beginning, before 4 months from the past time, I used to call them piglets. But right now I call them pigs because they have seriously grown. Yeah, they have seriously grown. They are big creatures now. So every morning I feed them. By the way, I feed them on chachu or maize bran mixed concentrate. It always has a mixture of fish premix, table salt, and then having soya for nutrients. So I do my mixing at home such that I avoid buying mixed food because it tends to be expensive. Yeah, so I give them food. 8. So these 2 are the female ones here. They are so stubborn. Pigs by nature, they are stubborn creatures. Yeah, these are the female ones, and these are the male ones. One, to know the quality that you have is good. You count, yeah, to know that you have a good quality. These pigs always have blessed, whether male or females. They always have blessed, but the one with a big number of breasts means that it is the good quality one. When you are choosing quality, these pigs have, let me try to see, they're going to jump off. No, they are very stubborn, so it's very difficult to have them, to see their breasts. Let me see if I can. Let me hold one and I show you the breasts, though they are so violent, but you right. Oh, let me hold one here. Okay. They are strong. They are strong. They are strong, and they can fight until. Oh my God! Yeah. But what I was trying to intend to was trying to show you, if you want the good quality, that you will have to count the bless, even if you go to purchase on a farm. Whew. You go and you look for the one which have many blasts down. Males and females both have blasts, but you look for the one which has the big number of them. So that is how they look. So 1, 2, 3 stuffs that you have to see that you maintain in your piggery for it to be successful. 1 is hygiene. Make sure that the hygiene is super and your piggery house is protected. For me, I clean my piggery house 2 times, after 2 days. Because when you don't clean the house, when a disease like swine fever comes, it nearly claims them because of the house flies coming. Dangerous diseases is the swine fever. So that is the disease that when it visits your farm of piggery, you are really in a big mess. You are really in a big mess. So you have to pray that it doesn't come by having the hygiene. 2, it is making sure that you don't go wrong at feeding. Feeding ratios should be good, such that they grow and with a lot of vigor. come out to be good pigs that you will sell at a good price. Then the third thing is water. They never should lack water in their feeding. So you see, my basins are always full. My basins are always full. They have to be having water 24/7. Whether day, whether night, they have to be having water. As you know that they have a lot of fat, so they should be having water. Those are the three things you should have at your piggery unit, such that it becomes a successful one. Those are the three things. One, I have finished the one of quality. Then the hygiene. So maybe something that I can talk about is the piggery units. It is one of the hygienic things you should do. Mine, I would be benefiting from it so much if I constructed it up, but since if I constructed it down, but since it is a kind of protection measure for my pigs, because I think you see there is a lot of vegetation around here. So dogs come from up there in the neighborhood and they attack pigs. Yeah, so that's why I tried to construct it. But one of the problems you face, or one of the problems that I face, there is food spoilage. I think you see down under units, there is a lot of feeds which are being spilled down. But if it was like down, they spill it down, but they can spill it down, but later they eat it from the ground. Yeah, so this is how the downer part looks. They pour their food, but they can't pick it and I can't pick it too. So that is what I have. These pigs, when they are piglets, you buy them at 50,000. But if you feed them very well, after 5 months, you should be selling each pig at 3 feeding ratio that you are maintaining on your farm. So even for me right now, I've spent 4 months and for 4 months and a half, but I would be at that. But I'm selling my pigs at 300,000. But because of this, the swine fever that is around the country right now, people are selling piggery at market at pigs at a very low price. So I can't go into it. I wanted to sell in this November and December, but because of swine fever that is around, that is all over the country, so the people are selling their pigs at their farms so cheaply. So when you decide to sell, you end up having to mess up everything and you sell it. You can even sell the pigs right now a half of the money you would sell it at a normal day's price. Therefore, I am going to maintain these pigs until I think February or March, but they will have gained money. So that means by that time I will be selling at 500,000 or more. So I will add on the on concentrating the feeds, such that by March or February, I will be selling these pigs at 500,000 or 600,000, depending on their size and kilograms they will be having. On markets, if you sell to the ones who slaughter, the butchers, they will buy each kilo at 7,000 or 8,000, depending on where you have sold it and the market you have. So mine, I'm not yet. Yes, sir.
I wanted people to ask their questions because it looks like you are getting into their questions and they will feel a bit cheated. But before that, I want to thank you so much for the energetic presentation. You have a lot of energy. And that is a very good thing for a young man like you. But we have a few questions in the chat, and the most interesting one is, are you a Muslim? What is your religion? I think that is what is most interesting to the people. Kindly respond to that in a second, and then we'll get to other. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I was a Muslim from my time of birth, but I converted to Christianity when I was 18, and that's when I was having the power to enter into this business.
Okay. Thank you. We shall not go into the discussion of that. And he's now a Christian. So you have answered Mr. Masava and so many other people. Okay. Someone is asking, why do you have a ladder house?
Why do I have
a ladder? Maybe we can actually, let's stop the video so that you don't lose a lot of bandwidth because we have been to see you very well.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. So why do you have a ladder?
I have the ladder, as I said, that I built a high piggery unit because of the dogs that we have this side, which attack our animals. So the ladder, I actually even disconnect it from the piggery house when I am leaving, such that the dogs may not use it in the same way to enter into my piggery unit. I had suffered a problem when I was rearing goats, and I was not aware. Dogs entered my goat unit and killed my goats, and I entered a big loss. So I didn't want to go the same way wrong with my piggery. So that's why I contracted it high and put a ladder to assist me enter, because I can't climb there without a ladder.
Okay, thank you, sir. So then the other question is, how do you manage this? The unit seems to be far from home. So how do you manage that? And how do you offer? How do you offer security
and
to
how
your
do
animals?
I offer?
Security. Your animals.
It's a kind a distance from home, but when you are determined, because for me, what drives my heart, what motivates me is that I know at the end of the day, I am the one to sell these pigs and get the school fees I will pay at school next year, because I'm the one who handles my school fees and everything. So my determination brings me to move that distance, seeing it as small, and come here every morning and every evening, because I give them feeds in the morning and feed them in the evening. So I don't see it as a problem really, because I know something which drives me is I want school fees, I want to eat. So I have to maintain my cash, which is here, and even have my motivation of education as my primary driving here.
Thank you. So still talking about feeding, how do you mix your feeds? What ratios do you use?
Ratios, every 100 kilograms of maize bran, I put 27 kilograms of soya, put 19 kilograms of put actually 9 kilograms of fish, and put 3 kilograms of premix. That's what I put.
Okay. You seem to miss salt. Do you add any salt to it?
Yeah, I add 0.5 grams of salt.
Okay, half a kilogram.
Half a kilogram
okay.
of salt. Because of premix. When you put premix, you put very
little.
Less salt.
Okay. So Ashraf, are you a former student of agriculture? Mr. Masawa, kindly help me with Mr. Lozias.
Pardon?
No, Ashraf, I was wondering if you are a former student of agriculture.
When I was in O level, because my options were agriculture, Kiswahili, and ICT.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I think we had someone that had put up their hand. Susan, you had a question to ask? Vivian, Susan, sorry, do you have a question to ask? I think Susan's question is responded to, but I to ask to inform you, he has gone, Ashraf, that those pigs don't have to be violent. Your pigs will become violent if you manhandle them. So if you handle them poorly, but with good handling, that pig can even act as your pet. Yeah, and you can come around and cuddle it and rub it properly, and it's not violent at all. So how you handle your animals, be it cow, your pigs, your rabbit, they'll be the way they will behave around you. So that is for you to take note of. Then I also wanted to mention that everyone has appreciated how good your structure is. It is a very clean structure, and thank you for raising it. People may need to know what are the advantages of raising a piggery structure. Maybe you can speak to. And also, I wanted to let you know. Yes.
This is Susan.
Yes, Susan.
Yeah, I want to advise. I would like to advise Ashraf.
Yes.
Maybe he will consider cementing the floor.
Yeah.
In future, because feeds are very expensive. So when they keep eating and dropping, he suggested that they can eat from the floor. So I advise that he will consider cementing the floor so that they can eat on the floor, and also it becomes easy to clean the floor also. And then we thank God that
Susan did not introduce herself. Maybe if she can tell us who she is.
I am Madam Susan. He is one of the teachers.
You need to tell us, because these are students. They need to know you're a teacher.
Yes.
And probably the school you're teaching.
And the subject.
I am Susan Nakayenze. I teach English language from Nataloke Secondary School. However, I'm representing Luvembe in the workshop. So
so you can go on then.
Yes, so I was saying that Ashraf could consider cementing the floor instead of having the feeds fall on the ground so that the pigs cannot eat them. So in future, when you sell one pig, please consider that. And also it becomes easy to clean because we ever did that project one time in that village there. So that was my comment actually about it. Otherwise, it's a good thing. I encourage you to go on. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much, Susan Nakayenze. I know we are going to interact more when we meet at school, but we must thank you for advising Ashraf. And before Ashraf goes, we have some students here. I received some message, especially from peasant farmer. I hear for her, she fears the rabbit. These pigs here, she fears them. I don't know which advice you could give to those who fear the pigs, Ashraf, as you start closing your screen and we get to the next presenter. There are some people who fear the pigs. What could you quickly advise them?
Actually, let me tell you, the thing is, even I myself, given that I was coming from a Muslim background, I feared these pigs. That is the truth. And even when you were talking about foodling them, I just laughed because having a Muslim background, and my God, it's even for me when I was actually trying to deworm them, I called a friend of mine and I said, come and hold for me. So it will take me time to get along with them, but they don't have any problem with you as long as you give them feeds, because they can't devour you, know that they won't. So by the time I started keeping them, and now at least even now I can touch them. By the time I started keeping them, I even feared touching any of them, and they all actually also feared me.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashraf. Thank you so much, Ashraf.
She should not fear. You can start it. With the time, she will get along to be with, to learn it. Yeah, and about Teacher Susan's advice, I really take it, because that is my future plan for this place. I want by the time I sell part of this project, I extend my piggery unit and even add on the number of pigs I have. So in the process, I will do the whole restructuring process, because right now I was just beginning my project.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashraf, for that courage. I know you've inspired many here who feared the pigs, and maybe we'll be switching to the next person. But like you, in the chat, I see people want to register. I chose to hide that registration link today because we are entering into the weekend, and we will be sharing it tomorrow in classes. So you look for it in classes and you register, start booking. If you want to register, if you want to present on Monday, you will see Tuesday like that. So we will be getting to the next person, but before we go there, I see Teacher Putan is putting up the hand. Maybe after there, we shall go to Peter. But Rebecca, you were the first on that list, and you should prepare to present something to us before we can end this. And I see Vivian is also on the call. Maybe she will also prepare to conclude this here with her video. Teacher Putan. Teacher Putan, your microphone is closed. We can't hear you.
Thank you. I thank the presenter, Ashraf. Now, I wanted to inquire, because I have not seen him with anything like gumboots, without gloves, without the mask country. Those pigs transmit any virus to human beings, or any disease to human beings?
Okay. Noted, Putan. Ashraf will be answering that. Simon? Ashraf, if first hold on, we get Simon Peter.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, colleagues. Me, I just wanted to appreciate that young man for his creativity.
Simon Peter, you better introduce yourself, and perhaps if you're a teacher, you tell us the school and the subject.
Okay, this is Odei Simon Peter in the Butiru Christian Manafa district. I want to applaud that young man for being creative. He has really motivated me too, because I'm an agriculture teacher, and I've seen his input. Despite the fact that the flesh was a challenge for him, but he had to put up something. We need young men like him. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Simon Peter. And Ashraf, may you respond to Teacher Putan? Then we shall switch to Rebecca if she's here.
Yeah, as you ask why I'm not having gloves, and that was my first thinking when I had an attitude of pigs are dirty, pigs are unclean, and that's why actually I had not wanted to do piggery from the beginning. thinking that they are non-hygienic. Even if you clean, they will still eat that. But surprisingly, when I brought these pigs, they would have only one corner of the piggery unit. That's why you see the piggery unit dry, one corner where they put their droppings. So I found that it is very easy for me to clean. I just come with my spade, I scoop out the droppings and throw them out. So I don't find myself having to carry gloves or what, but I don't even expect that if there is high hygiene, if they can transfer any disease to me, given that the hygiene is good and I don't suspect any disease at my farm.
All right, thank you so much, Ashraf. I think Teacher Putan, you're right. Those pigs at times have some virus they could transmit, but now Ashraf has tried to tell you that his hygiene is good. Maybe Brian, you can come in to wrap up why a person would come with gumboots to the farm. I saw that at Gayaza School, people could not allow us access the farm without the gumboots. Brian, both of your microphones are closed, but I really wanted you to respond to that. Ashraf has told us that his hygiene is good in his farm, but I really thought maybe every time he goes there, he needs some gumboots for purposes of not transmitting the virus from wherever he would have walked from to his farm. But he's trying to show us that maybe it's very careful. We must thank you for that. I wanted to find out if we have Rebecca here. Do we have Rebecca? The one who was to present next, Rebecca? You wanted to present
Yes,
something on herbs. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Rebecca Holly. I will be playing, because of time, I will play, I think, the first video. And Jimmy, you can go on, but we may not have. Jimmy, you can go on as I prepare to play this girl's videos. Jimmy is over. Jimmy is over. May you open your microphone and talk to us?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning to you.
Sorry for coming in late. I wanted to thank that Ashraf for the project, but the issue of safety gear, we want to tell our young farmers that is a very important component in agriculture. Except for transporting diseases, we need safety gear, gumboots, and overall to help us protect ourselves and also not to transmit those parasites and the other diseases onto your farms, and also biosafety, because pigs are very susceptible to swine. So you also need some biosafety around your farm, so that and those pigs are very good. The breed is okay. You should not allow anybody to come in or to come around your farm. Otherwise, you can get a shock of swine fever. You need to just have something like maybe even liquid soap around you. You step in and then you access your area. You never know where you move, will be having issues. And therefore, that's why we need the however much you are trying to maintain hygiene, but we need safety gears, whichever project you are doing in agriculture. We need safety gears, especially the gumboots and the overall, and those gloves are very important. That's what I wanted to share with Ashraf.
Okay, thank you so much, Jimmy. But you cheated on us. You did not.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
a teacher. I'm a teacher of agriculture at Iganga Secondary School.
All right, that is very good. At least that one now sits in our minds. Ashraf, you must take that away. I will be playing the video for Rebecca here. She's talking about herbs. I have not watched the video. I want to see what she can do here. We are getting late, so this could be the last presenter. Vivian, I think you'll have to re-register. And this other boy who was talking about the rabbits because of your network, I'm going to share the link such that you choose another day again, probably Monday or Tuesday. This video is from Rebecca and she has something for us this morning.
Good evening. My name is Jiba Rebecca Holly and I'm here to show you my garden. Part of my garden is this compost heap right here. As you can see at the very top of the compost heap, there's soil and dry leaves. Now, dry leaves act as brown material in the compost heap. And what I mean by brown material are materials that are rich in carbon, which are like dry leaves, sticks, branches, leaves, anything that is rich in carbon, but preferably dry. This also can include newspapers. Now, we cover it with soil to provide the organisms. Now, these organisms, with time, are going to break down these leaves. As of now, it doesn't seem like the breaking down has started, but this will take a couple of months and will be rotating. So I think around 2 months from now, we should be able to rotate again. Should be able to rotate for the first time. Now, below this heap are banana peelings, which act as green. Now, green material is supposed to be rich in nitrogen, and as predicted, as done like this before, there is a layer of soil which provide microorganisms. Now, below that are also more brown, which are also dry leaves, dry branches, and rotate just like that. In the very bottom are a layer of dry sticks, soil and leaves, dry leaves, which provide the base. Now, more things that can be used as green material, we have cut stems that can't grow roots and sprout into new shoots. We have parts dry leaves, parts of plants, and many others.